Hey y'all, welcome in. If you are new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I am also known as the Enlightened Auntie, and if you're returning, welcome back, squad. I'm here today to do Mercury retrograde. I'm here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here. We're also gender fluid. I may say you and I'm talking to them. I may say them, I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid, so I could be talking about the past, present, or the future. Take the parts that resonate, leave everything else behind. And if you'd like to book a personal, more aligned with your own story, all of my information can be found below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. If you happen to be new here or relatively new, just know that my readings do tend to reach into the future just a little bit. So if you go back into my archives, maybe 6 to 8 months, you may find some titles back there that resonate more for you now in the present. All right, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everybody had a good, restful or productive weekend, whichever you seem to fall into. I think I fell into a little bit of both. And I posted in the community board. I just painted all day yesterday because I felt like there was like weird ass energy hovering in the air, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I decided to paint, and I was painting all day. I think I was sitting at my paint table for like a good solid 9 to 10 hours just painting, drawing and painting. So just a tip for y'all: when you start feeling kind of weird and you feel the energy is like off, do something with that energy. Be productive. Like clean your room, clean out your closet, draw something, go do gardening, go for a walk, transmute the energy. Don't just sit in funky energy. Alright, let's jump in and see what Spirit wants to talk about today. I really need to start writing things down. Like, I know I see other readers do it, like when they have channeled messages and then they start their readings off with whatever they had channeled. I tend to channel a lot at night. I have no idea why, but it usually happens like late at night. And I do keep a pad and pen next to my nightstand, but I feel so confident, like, oh, I'm gonna remember this in the morning. Yeah, I don't remember in the morning. I need to start writing that stuff down because I channel a lot of information. Like, I don't know, after 10 p.m. my brain starts firing off all kinds of stuff. Okay. I'm like, this is different. This is an interesting energy. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who maybe you came from a strict home, a strict family. Some type of rigid background. This is interesting. So maybe you came from a home where you grew up in a very strict environment. Okay. Maybe there was a little struggle around, I don't know. I haven't quite gotten that far, but I mean, I can tell that you may have broken free from this particular family dynamic, but it didn't come without a little hesitation and fear. I think maybe you didn't elect to actually make those moves until you felt like you were ready. Yeah. Wow, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you didn't take those steps until you actually felt like you were ready. I don't know, there's something about your presence that may have felt kind of like one-sided. So say if you came from a strict family dynamic, and whenever your parents, you know, said jump, you were jumping, but whenever you had a specific need or any kind of particular need, you may have felt like things were a little bit, you know, lopsided. And it's funny because even though I don't have the no place like home card out here, but based on the cards that I do have out here, I kind of feel like when you were in the environment, like around this group of people, yeah, they may have made you feel very, you know, alone. Like even in their presence, maybe you felt very alone. And I, like I said, there was, I mean, it's funny because I was thinking it before the cards all came out, but there was like, there's the reservation, the hesitation. And I think too, it's because, it's not because you did not have love for your family. I feel like there is definitely love here. Um, but the apprehension that I feel in terms of like the energy exchange, the showing up for, I don't think these people showed up for you that in the same way. And these were definitely your people. Not like your people, like who should be lying, who you should be lying with, but you know, your folks, your family. You might have also had a difficult time in maintaining like your equilibrium, being in a space of, the word I heard was contentment, but that's not really what I'm feeling. I'm trying to reserve, like, I don't know. I want to say in the last, I don't know, in the last couple of months, I've unlocked some other kind of skill, because this has been happening way more often where I'm thinking about it. I mean, I don't have all of the cards out, but I'm thinking about, like, kind of like what's unfolding in front of me, and then as I'm thinking it, the cards start coming out. Oh. Okay. This is interesting, and the reason why it's interesting, because I feel like you may have been, I haven't even pulled all the rest of the cards out, but I'm like, I gotta talk about this while it's still fresh in my head. If you feel as though you have been having some difficulties in navigating certain life situations since you may have parted ways with these people, or since you made a decision to kind of disconnect, I feel like you did have people in the background that may have been purposely doing things to disturb your peace. I do feel like there's an energy of, especially not, it's not just to disturb your peace. It's kind of like just when things start to feel like they're working out, or you know, you got your momentum and you're doing your thing, right? But just when you feel like you're finally getting into the rhythm of, say, like a new, your new cycle or next cycle or whatever, you start building the momentum. I see that I don't know how they see you. I mean, you could be, I'm not using tarot right now, so I mean, I literally don't know how they're watching you, but they're watching. Other people are watching. It kind of feels like people are watching you because I'm telling you, the conditions in like things not kind of formulating for you or things not coming together. I'm talking to people who have been consistently, pushing forward, and like, you might get like 10 paces ahead and then you get knocked 3 paces back. You know what I mean? It's like it's been, and I know this is a conflicting message when I've been talking about the push and pull and things being out of alignment. This is not this is not the same energy that I'm feeling. What this feels like is, it feels like you getting on, you finally found some peace, removing yourself from, your family or a particular friend group. It's giving me family, but, whatever. You found your peace and happy space, okay? And what you've been doing is you've been trying really hard to maintain that peace and that happiness, and we understand that happiness is an inside job, so that means that requires you to be grounded so that you can really hear yourself, hear the whispers of spirit. You're able to listen to your intuition. I think somebody here has been watching you, or other people have been watching you, and I do feel as if attempts have been taken in order to prevent you from like working on whatever it is that you're doing. Okay? It's almost like you're manifesting a certain life for yourself, and you have people on the outside of your life who are witnessing like those manifestations starting to like come together, right? Or what they perceive as your manifestations, because nobody should really know what you're trying to manifest. Now, the one thing that I do like is the fact that you've been very perseverant. I don't see that anything has like, maybe mild inconveniences, but I feel like you've continued to pursue. It's like the pursuit of happiness. Like you've continued to pursue it despite, hiccups. It's like you see some wins, but I feel like the big wins are just slightly out of your reach, or have been slightly out of your reach. Oh, this is an interesting energy. You definitely have somebody working against you. And I normally wouldn't look at this energy like this, but I can see it. Because I feel like, on one hand, I kind of see where you being away from this group of people has brought you some type of serenity. Like you're happy, you're good, like, right? I'm trying to figure out, because what it looks like you have somebody working against you, like trying to like slow down your progress or whatever. But what it feels like, I mean, I'm like, I see the cards, but I'm gonna tell you what it feels like, because you have continued to persevere. I'm hearing myself say, like, when you feel the resistance of push and pull, it's not in alignment. Okay, here's the thing. There is an energy that has been trying to infiltrate whatever it is that you're doing. But what they want you to do, they want you to give up on something. They want you to give up. Oh my God, this is crazy. They want you to give up on something. They want you to make a decision to give up on it because they want you to feel as though, I need you to be very grounded for this part of the message. I need you to be really grounded for this, okay? Because I'm talking to somebody who very well could be an entrepreneur. You don't have to be, but this gives me the energy of, it's like somebody projecting an energy at you to make you feel like what you're doing is not in alignment, and that's the reason why it's not working out. And I'm telling you, the reason why it's not working out, or certain things feel like they're not coming together, it's because there is an outside source interfering with whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in order to make it a little bit more difficult. And on the backside of it, it's as if they want you to feel, because this energy comes to me like they want you to give up. They want you to feel that energy of defeat so that you stop doing whatever it is that you're doing. And whatever this is, I do feel, because again, I've got peace and happy out here. I kind of feel like the main purpose is it is to slow you down. But you are receiving wins. There is something that you absolutely need to let go of. We've had these readings, and I believe that we're in, like, collectively, most readers are reading with the collective that they're reading for also includes them as the reader, right? So just knowing, I already identified the thing that I need to stop or need to make adjustments to. This feels very much like somebody trying to slow your progress down to where you're not actually putting in any effort or anything like that. But they want you to ultimately just give up. They want you to stop because you've been so perseverant. And it's like them trying to throw roadblocks in front of you, but then you just roll right over them. You go around them. You obstacle. Oh, okay, and then you keep on going. I do believe that you are benefiting in some small way. Like you're getting small wins off of whatever this is, right? So that tells me if you're getting small wins off of whatever this is, that's something that you should still be, you should absolutely still pursue, is you're still winning off of it, right? But this is meant to make you feel as though, like, I don't know, it kind of comes with an air of, like, they want you to doubt yourself or doubt your skills. This is the craziest energy. But it's like they want you to make a decision and make you feel like you're not, like, whatever it is that you're doing isn't in alignment. And I can see, like, you're happy and everything. It makes you happy, whatever it is. Okay. Oh. Okay, now I got the No Place Like Home card. Okay, let me go back to the beginning. I remember how it started off with, like, maybe you came from, like, you were raised, like, maybe in a strict environment, right? They had expectations of what they wanted for you, and how they wanted you to, like, operate, behave, whatever. I think part of this lesson here, part of the lesson as it relates to your family, if this is your family, it feels like part of the lesson, this feels very much like the lesson was for you to make your own way. Because over here it feels like they want you to do what they want you to do. They want you to show up how they want you to show up. I mean, it's almost like there's somebody here trying to dictate like your whole life. Whatever. You know what I mean? Oh, now I just got another download. It's like because the way that I'm hearing it, it's kind of like there's a threat there. Like maybe there was a threat of like some kind of abandonment. It's like if you don't do what I say, we're just gonna throw you away, kind of thing. Like I don't know. It's like a weird fear of abandonment thing. I don't know. They were like trying to trigger some kind of an abandonment wound. So part of the lesson, this feels very much like you were supposed to yes. Okay. So if you came from a strict family, a strict home. Okay. If you came from a strict home, I love it. If you came from a strict home and they had rigid expectations of what they wanted for your life, how they wanted you to behave, what they wanted you to do, the lesson feels very much like, I want to say you had to be okay with maybe going against the grain. Especially if you realize that when you're listening to this information, it's kind of like you may have been listening to your family, getting this information from them, and you could tell that, I mean, this is part of the lesson, so hopefully you would have learned this. I'm guessing this is kind of the energy you might be in now, and this is what you were supposed to learn out of it. Now, I am getting an energy that there could potentially be some estrangement here. And if there is estrangement, I'm going to tell you there is no energy that supports reconciliation. So I wouldn't even entertain it. But the greater lesson here has a lot to do with you recognizing that what they were telling you wasn't in alignment with what was meant for you. Right? And it feels like this was a lesson in, I don't want to say it's like it was more than standing up for yourself, because I don't really feel like it was strictly about you standing up for yourself or making choices that were, more in alignment with you or whatever. I feel like you may have also done things to like keep the peace and get along. In an environment where people didn't make you feel like you even belonged. It's crazy. They just wanted you to submit and do what they wanted them. They just wanted you to do what they wanted you to do. So when you decided to break away, then you have somebody here, and I don't know who this is, I mean, you would know better than I, but you do have somebody here that may have been, somebody that's in your family or part of your family that may have also been doing things behind the scenes in order to kind of trip you up a little bit, to make it feel like, I don't know, we go back to like people wanting to feel needed, folks need to feel needed sometimes. But if they could create a condition here that, makes things kind of not fall into place for you, it's not because you didn't actually try. It's not because you didn't apply yourself. It's because you had somebody in the background that was creating a condition that you did not have any hand in. You didn't have a hand in that. And so when things started to fall apart, or when things just felt off and you couldn't put your finger on it, I have so many stories, child. I got stories. You couldn't put your finger on it. They wanted you to give up. I'm debating right now because I have a story as it aligns. I have a story with this, but I'm like trying to figure out if it's relevant until, well, let me clarify. Let's clarify. Wow. Okay. So maybe at one point, whatever this environment is, I'm also looking at it as another way. I think at one point you may have been in, like, I want to say like inadvertently trying to use the law of attraction to call certain energies into yourself. But I kind of feel like maybe you had an unrealistic idea of what family is like, or what it's supposed to be like. Maybe that's what it is. Now I'm going to say this. The crazy part about it is the last card out was not for you. I'm like on the tail end of that statement. Maybe at some point in your mind you had envisioned that, you would have family, people that, loved you and made you feel as, part of the family, and that everything would be kumbaya and everything, that was the life that the shit they show you on TV. And I think, not that it was an unrealistic expectation, but I feel like the more that people understand that we make these agreements, and I know the comments are going to go crazy on this one, but before we come here, we make agreements with certain people for particular lessons to be learned. Literally had this conversation with my bestie a couple weeks ago, and she was like, I know damn well I didn't sign up for this shit. We signed up for this. The lessons, the people, we went into agreement before we were born. I know some of y'all don't like the lessons that we've had to learn, but they were necessary. Like, I feel like I've come so far from being in the thickness of, like, some of the dicey parts of my life. But I can look back and definitely say, like, yeah, I needed to grow up. There were some things I needed to learn. Maybe I was naive, but I don't think it was naivete. I think it was just the innocence and just believing, or wanting to believe, that all people were like me, that they thought like me and felt like me, only to realize now as an adult that folks are crazy. Folks are crazy and they be on some other shit. Folks are crazy and they be on some other shit. Yes. Oh. And now this is interesting. So part of the obstacle or blockage. Now, like I said, I do believe you have other people in the background that they were in the mix, trying to prevent you from, like, really doing what you needed to do, right? I'm like, even though this is part of the blockage and obstacle, I kind of feel like this has also been part of the lesson, because round and round is literally about lessons, and it's here. One, you might have also been someone who had a tendency of oversharing. You might have had a tendency of oversharing. Like, I can admit it. I know I used to overshare. I would tell people, like, I would get these bright ideas, but you know what? I think too, because I live from a perspective of there's enough for everybody. So I don't really believe in the fact that, I don't believe that there's a need for people to compete, because there's a gajillion people on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's literally enough for everybody to go out there and do it for themselves. It's just that a great majority of people would rather not go through all of that. So this kind of feels like one of the major lessons that you had to overcome is that you had to stop sharing. You had to stop sharing with people. You had to stop giving up information. And I think that was also part of the lesson in terms of it's kind of like right here, it's kind of like keep it to yourself. And then being receptive to like the different avenues that the divine opened up for you. And to recognize, that was the other thing too. It's about the recognition. Remember when I said it was like there was something working in the background in an attempt to make you stop pursuing whatever it is that you were trying to pursue. And then down here it was like, well, really what you needed to do is to learn how to pay closer attention to the people that you're around, and to stop discussing or giving up information about what you're doing. Because that's another thing. So, okay, yes. So that was the other thing. They wanted you to stop pursuing whatever this was that you were doing. But they knew about it. That was the only way that they could block it or stop you in some kind of way, whether it was in the physical or it was energetic. It's funny when I get repeating cards that come out and they're just in different places, or they're in different positions. They'll start off in the reverse and they'll clarify themselves by coming out in the upright. I really want to say, I think the biggest obstacle or the biggest hurdle here have been for it has something to do with the way you view your family. Yeah, something had to change. I think it has something to do with the way that you viewed your family. So if in the beginning you had this idea in your head of what family structure and family life was supposed to be like, like that Leave It to Beaver type shit. And then only to realize in the real world, in your reality, that's not the kind of family dynamic that you had or that you came from. And so part of the overall lesson, again, it has something to do with you pulling away from the people, the family, and making a decision. It's kind of interesting because I do feel like I said, there was a perception that you had of like the family dynamic and what that was supposed to be like. And it might have been a little jarring for you because that wasn't the reality of what you got. Like, that wasn't what you got, right? And so part of the lesson was, one, to actually see these people for who they are, like reality-based decisions, right? See them for who they are. There is no energy that actually supports any kind of reconciliation. And if you were to reconcile, the biggest question for you should be why. Like, understand, like, if that's something that's on, and I know that there's some people who, everybody's on a different timeline and everybody thinks differently about their families or whatever. But here it definitely feels like whatever you were around or whoever these people are, they didn't never make you feel like you were part of the family. You always felt a little bit like an outsider, right? And I think you may have done a lot to try to like get along and keep the peace. But if there was an opportunity to be back in each other's presence, in each other's lives, I need you to ask why. Why would you want to go back to an environment where people treated you like you didn't belong? You know what I'm saying? And I think the bigger overall lesson was for you to make the decision to walk away or detach from this experience, but seeing it from a healthy perspective and understanding like this is what it is. This is who they are. I'm good with who they are. I just don't need to have them a part of my life. You know what I mean? I don't see anything bad with that. I don't see anything bad with that at all. Okay, so while I'm clearing the decks and changing decks, I'll tell my story. Because I'm like, I can kind of see it here. And it's funny because it never came up in my cards, but like here I can kind of see it. So for a year, I'm an art instructor. I launched my business in 2018, and I currently teach at retirement centers, retirement homes on the weekends, art classes for my old people. And for about a year, I worked out of a studio, which actually legitimized me as an instructor. I'm self-taught, so I've never really had like formal training or anything like that. What I do it it's because what I do. But when I left the studio, when I stopped working for the studio and decided to go back to working for myself again, I booked a bunch of like breweries and local breweries that were around here. And I had 1, 2, 3, 4. At one point I had up to 5. I was working with up to like 5 breweries. The last one we never really got it going because they were still pretty new, and so they didn't really have the following. So it was kind of hard to sell tickets. I sold tickets, but it wasn't worth it for me to host the class. But anywho, I was doing really well at one point. The owners and everybody that I was working with, everybody was really cool. But the only way that I can promote my classes, the way I promote my classes outside of my website, is through my social media. And because my social media is public, everybody has access to it, even my ops, right? So initially I noticed that like the owners that I was working with, everybody was really cool until they weren't. And all of a sudden I started noticing like the emails from the owners, people were being really weird with me. The text messages were like short, and folks weren't really engaged the way that they used to. And it was really weird because I had a reciprocal deal with each one of the breweries. Like, hey, you know, I have social media presence. You don't really have social media presence, so we'll piggyback. I'll promote you, you promote me, we'll cross promote, and da 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 da. And it was working out really well. And then, like I said, all of a sudden I started noticing like they weren't really promoting the classes. Their emails and their text messages started becoming really short, and they were treating me weird. I knew something was off, but I couldn't put my finger on it, and I couldn't prove it. That was the biggest thing. I couldn't prove it, but I definitely felt like there was something going on in the background that definitely turned those owners away from wanting to work with me. And so I was like, okay, well, now I gotta do things differently. They didn't stop me from doing what I'm doing. I'm just not doing it publicly. I'll stick with private classes and private parties and stuff like that. But I can definitely tell that somebody was making an attempt to make me stop. But lucky you guys, I just threw myself into the channel and just continued to work. So, best part about being an entrepreneur is when you got more than one skill, capitalize on all of them. Alright, so let's tap in with the triple deck. I'm probably going to do just this one reading today. My husband is off from work today, so my whole day, my schedule, and then my son didn't go to school today, so my whole schedule has been kind of thrown off. I don't know what's going to happen during winter break. Whole schedule thrown off. I live for a good schedule. Alright, let's tap in. I'm like, I just told the story. Now here it is coming out in the cards. I said there was somebody in the background. Look, this could be a mother figure. Child. Don't have to be, but it could be. Somebody communicated. Oh my God. I've never seen this in my cards. I'm like, I just told the story. Okay. Okay. So, this kind of feels like here you are, and you're showing up collective as the Queen of Pentacles. Focusing on all the things that you find value in, taking care of yourself, focusing on your healing, taking care of your house, taking care of the kids, collecting them coins, you know what I'm saying? I like it. I like it. But I do feel like you have somebody here who's in your energy that may have told some lies in order to, it was done by way of communication. This was something communicated. You may have missed out on opportunities because somebody communicated lies about you, about your character, about who you are. But the thing is, what I find funny is, yes, lies. Lies. They took willful action to thwart what you were attempting to do. And what they were trying to do was, I feel like they were trying to affect your finances. I think what they did not expect was, what did I say in the very beginning? I was like, they didn't, even though I felt like there was energy that was meant to prevent you from doing whatever it was you're doing, whatever you were doing. They didn't expect you to continue to persevere. They did not expect you to keep going. Didn't expect you to keep going. But I will tell you, it was a willful it was a willful decision that this individual made to tell lies about you and your character. I love this. You have been so perseverant and so steady in your pursuit of the Ten of Cups, despite what this person has been doing. This also gives me the energy of the communication that maybe what somebody had told, or the lies that somebody may have told about you. They may have told people that you didn't know what you were doing. That you didn't know what you were doing. Crazy. Now what's interesting is, I'm trying to figure out, when do people actually see? Okay, because here's somebody, they're looking. Okay. Remember when I said it's like they wanted you to be in a position where you would need, like you would need their help or need their assistance? They told lies So that people were, I'm like looking at it, they told lies so that people wouldn't want to work with you. And then what they're seeing is, because I think that they had like I said, they had an expectation that if you weren't able to accomplish your goals, right? If you weren't able to do whatever it was that you were attempting to do, that you would turn to them. Wait. That you may need to turn to them for some type of assistance. That you would need them. It ain't even really about the assistance part. Don't get caught up on that. It wasn't about assistance. It was about them needing to feel like you needed them. I didn't say nothing about the assistance. They just wanted to feel needed. And the crazy part about it is, these are people who never, whoever this person is, again, remember what I said from the last spread, I'm like, they never even treated you like you belonged in the first place. I'm like, I see so much. I kind of also see this. I'm like, it feels very much like it's going to, because this is clarity about, and this is also kind of clarity, like somebody seeing, like whatever somebody thought they were getting away with, smoke and mirrors. This is being very clear. Never, and not somebody not expecting it, because it's kind of like there was a lie told about you. But if other people can see you, because this also could be like an investigative card, like if somebody was looking you up and wanting to see, like I think I said in one of the last readings, like, you know, somebody's talking so much shit about the collective, and somebody may have taken it upon themselves to look it up on their own, to see, you're like, well, okay, what's the collective doing? Where did the collective go? And what's the collective up to? And what they see is you're very stable. You're doing your thing. You focusing on your bag. You're very diligent. So anything, especially if anybody said like, oh no, the collective is lazy, the collective doesn't know anything, the collective da 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 da, that's not it. That ain't it. Because this right here tells me, and really what it is was, I said they were trying to affect your resources. They wanted you, and it was kind of like in a retaliation, especially if you walked away from this person. It was in retaliation for walking away. Oh, how dare you! I'm on the outside. Okay, we'll see about that. That's what this looks like. They may have gotten other people involved. This feels like a solitary decision, though. The decision that was made was done on their own. Somebody did this on their own. But it feels like so much dishonesty being spun so that people wouldn't support you. Even your family. Wow. When I say you got somebody here who has just been telling lies about you, especially if you're an entrepreneur. They've been telling lies. I feel like they've been telling lies about you. If you're partnered, they telling lies about your partner. I said it right here. It's like they wanted conditions to be so unbearable that you would stop and give up. Ha ha ha. But what they see is you're very stable. You've continued to persevere and do your thing despite their lies. They thought you would give up. They thought you would give up. They thought if they could, they thought, ha ha, joke's on you. I got way more skills than that paint business. And honestly, I don't know why these people, or this person, could be a couple of people, I don't know why these people are so invested on what's in your pocket. They're very, very concerned about the money that you're making. I don't know why. And it very well could be because they feel entitled to it. They feel entitled. There's some sense of entitlement to what you've worked towards. Okay. Yeah, they thought they would get you to shut it down. I'm just like looking at all the way the cards are like kind of like touching diagonally and in a circle and everything, and like at every angle, all I see is their attempts to stop you or slow you down or to make you just completely give up have not worked. You still are you, and I think, remember when I said it I think I said it last week, or at least within the last 2 weeks, and I've talked about it a lot because it keeps coming up. It's like it has something to do with your mental state, and like your mental and emotional state. It was almost like they wanted you to, like, if we can figure out a way to make this thing unsuccessful, whatever the collective is pursuing, if we can find a way to make that unsuccessful, then we'll be able to stop them, and maybe they'll be so distraught and can't figure out like why it isn't working or whatever, they'll just give up. But what they're witnessing is that you don't you don't stop. It's like they wanted you to lose excitement. They wanted you to, that is weird. I'm seeing a couple of different things. It's almost like they wanted you to lose passion for something so that you would give up. And then what they're looking at is the fact that you're like, I don't know what you're doing or how they're able to see you, but they see that you're successful. You're still doing your thing. And you're incredibly stable. You're incredibly stable. Oh, I like it. In the same row. Okay. Oh, I love, 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 love. Okay. Okay. I'm like, I love the entire last row because it looks like there's an opportunity or something coming towards you. Okay. I'm like, I just got lost in train of thought. I'm like, because I kind of see where, because with all the cards that I have out here, I do see several different stories. So I'm going to try to touch each one. So I do have the energy of, like, if there had been an opportunity that you missed, I do see it coming back. I do see it coming back. The only thing is, I don't know. There's a missed opportunity. I do see the opportunity coming back. You might be reluctant in accepting it. Oh. I'm like, if I read it straight across, I would be like, okay, well, at least the first 3 cards I thought, oh, that's cool. But then maybe the last couple of cards I didn't think that were cool. So, okay. Because I'm like, here's a lie, here's a lie. Okay. So there may be an offer circling back, because I think this is the same thing. There may be an offer here or an opportunity that is coming towards you, right? I feel like it is going, here's the part that's going to be, you're going to need your discernment. And I like that the 7 of Cups here is in the reverse, even though the Ace of Swords is out here twice, both in the reverse, okay, with the 7 of Swords. And you're gonna have to make a decision, because we got a decision up here and a decision down here, okay? So you may have an offer that's coming towards you. Oh, but it's connected to her. Oh, okay. Let's go back down here to the offer. So there was a potential offer or an opportunity that you may have lost because there was some communication that collective don't know what they're doing. Not a good business person, blah, 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 right? Now, the offer that is circling back, yes. The offer that's circling back to you may be coming from someone. See, I don't know. It may be somebody that's loosely connected to this mother figure. Again, don't have to be yo mama. Just somebody who is a mother, not a very good one. Okay? Now, my issue is I feel like whoever this person is that's coming towards you, like the offer is connected to somebody, to a couple of somebodies, okay? Follow me. This is a lot. The offer is connected to someone. And it may be someone from your past that may have like breadcrumbed you. Gave very, very little. Gave very little. Okay. Now here's the thing. Like I said, this person is connected. This gentleman, this is a masculine. This masculine may want to come towards you to tell you how they feel. This is the person that breadcrumbed you. I think in the past, this person, like again, this could be family. Doesn't have to be. But I kind of feel like there's somebody here that has love for you that may want to communicate with you. The problem that I'm having is that the Ace of Swords in the reverse is next to him. So while he may be coming to tell you how he feels and to pitch, up to, like, I don't know what this proposal is, but to pitch something to you, my reluctance is that, well, one, I think you're going to already see it intuitively. I think you're already going to pick up on it. Remember, Neptune is retrograde until December. So I think, well, and it's in Pisces. So while it's in Pisces and it's retrograde, baby, you're going to see, people are showing you who they are. They're showing you who they are. The words that come out of their mouth, like whatever you hear, if your gut says something way different, listen to your gut, okay? Because I do feel like this person, while this is somebody that you may have love for, and that that they love you and you love, like you have some feelings for this person. And I'm, like I said, I'm not making this romantic because I don't necessarily think this is a romantic situation. Could be, but my reluctance is the fact that even with this person coming towards you to tell you whatever, to express what's on their heart or whatever, because I don't think you see this coming. It's like, I don't think this is something it's not necessarily on your radar, we'll say. Okay. Whoever this person is, I don't think that they were in a major part of your life, because it's giving an in and out kind of energy. It's giving kind of an in and out energy. And it's definitely somebody that you're not dealing with. Somebody that you're not dealing with. I think you've already put it to bed. Whatever the relationship dynamic is, you've already put it to bed. The lie. What is it that they want? Because I'm like looking at it up here. I don't know. I'm not even really sure what the whole purpose of the conversation is, other than them telling you how they feel and wanting to tell you about something. I don't know what this Ace of Pentacles is. They may want to tell you about their involvement in the blocking of this opportunity. See, here's the thing though. Even with this person, they're connected. Like I said, they're connected to this woman up here. Even if they were to come to you, because this way I was looking at it like, oh, you have this new opportunity. It's probably something that you're really gonna, you might really love, but you're not gonna expect it. It's not something that you're expecting. But nah. Ace of Swords in the reverse up here. Ace of Swords in the reverse right here next to the offer is kind of like, maybe you're making the offer with a forked tongue. So I don't know. I'm not co-signing this one. I'm not co-signing it. Oh. Yeah, so something was done. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's almost like they did something to affect how people see you. And I do have energy of somebody who actively is looking into it. I feel like they're not just but this card is down here, so I don't feel like and it's not connected to the cards, connected to you. So I feel like if there is somebody looking into you or I feel like they're looking into the claims of this woman. And hell, this could even be you. I could just flip the whole damn thing, because it feels like you're in a really good space. So if somebody was trying to go around telling people like, the collective is crazy and the collective is, lazy and they don't know shit, and they don't do this and they don't do that. So people can clearly see that not only are you perseverant, you're grounded, you're successful in your own right. Whatever it is that you do, you're not afraid to take chances. That's the big thing down here. You're not afraid to take chances. And you're not on no toxic bullshit. Listen, you follow divine guidance. And whoever this woman is who's been attempting to knock you off your square, attempting to knock you off your square, I still feel like you're gonna get that 10 of Cups. I feel like they've tried very hard. Whoever these people are, It could be, like I said, it could be like your whole, it could be like a family. It feels very much like you've been listening to your intuition, you've listened to the divine, and by doing that, it turned things around for you. Yes. You made a decision to listen, to follow God's lead. God opened up a pathway for you. That pathway it's like they just don't want you to have a new start. Yeah. It's like they don't want, it's like somebody here knowing you're getting ready to go into a new cycle and they just don't want you. They're trying to prevent it from happening. If you are on social media, they have definitely done things in an attempt to, like, I'm getting shadow ban, like it's a shadow ban energy. But the crazy part about it is, even with that, you don't stop. Definitely doing moon magic. Definitely doing moon magic. They've been doing so much shit trying to affect your stability. It's crazy. The other energy that's out here too, it feels like, because I said there's somebody here who'd been kind of like looking into, there are people that are looking into you. We haven't quite got, yeah. They're looking into you. Investigating, digging, trying to find out what the collective has been up to. And they're making up their own mind that this person that they're dealing with could be very unhinged, yes. So this person, he could have even called you a practitioner. I mean, you could be. That's crazy. There's somebody here who's been trying to affect your, like, if you're an entrepreneur, I'm just getting out in a couple of different places. If you're an entrepreneur, you definitely have somebody out here manipulating things so that you would be unsuccessful. And if you're in a partnership, and if you're partnered, they also were doing things to undermine your relationship as well. And they're getting judgment for it. Yeah. Touch not my anointed. You know? I'm like, the Hierophant's out here twice in the upright. You not, and you coming after mine is all right here. It's not gonna happen. Unsuccessful. It's not working. It was foolish to come up because basically they don't realize the calling over your life, so they are definitely don't. I mean, I don't know if they've noticed it as of yet. They keep trying to change fate. And they can't. They keep trying to create endings for you. And they can't. And you move strategically. I love this. You move strategically because you are tapped in. You listen to your intuition. That's why they haven't been. And you're covered. Like literally, when I say you're covered, you're covered. And on both ends of the board, I have the moon in the reverse down here and the sun in the upright. If they've been doing stuff to affect your finances, your opportunities, your relationships, there's about to be some illumination around that. Because I just see a lot of lack of success, this detachment from the toxic connections, the fact that they haven't been able to put an end to you, they haven't been able to get you to stop, and they haven't been able to end your relationships. All of this is about to come out. I said it, somebody is looking into it. They're trying to figure out like why, and they're trying to figure out what's, And they're totally scared because whatever they know that the projection of energy, when they put it out to try to affect you, if it's not hitting you, it's got to go somewhere. They can't just leave this energy hanging out. You're balanced. You're completely balanced, and they're trying to be, this whole thing is whoever this person is, and they can't. This is like the energy of like somebody trying to send, you know, the devil and their minions to come and fuck with you, and the devil works for you. You know what I mean? So it doesn't affect you. It's not bothering you, and you ain't got that problem. This here feels like arrogance. This right here, this whole section down here feels very much like arrogance. Somebody came up against God, thought that they could win, and they can't. Well, because you're balanced. You're balanced. Temperance, temperance. I'm like, I see temperance card 3 times. They cannot knock you off your square. The world, temperance, the star. They cannot knock you off your square. They cannot knock you off your square. Everything that they've tried to do, it's not working. They should just give up. Alright, I gotta go get my daughter from school. Doo-doo-doo. Neptune, that's Pisces. I believe this is Mars. Yes, Mars, Aries, Scorpio. And I believe this is Uranus. So Uranus is Aquarius, Neptune is Pisces, Mars is Scorpio, Aries. Then I have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Gemini, first house, self, 7th house of partnerships, and the 9th house of higher learning, higher education, law, literature, distance travel, and foreign affairs. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. If any parts of this reading resonate for you, give you clarity or confirmation over your own story, give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate into the algorithm and get in front of the eyes and need to assist the most. Don't forget to hype your girl up, because I didn't realize hypes were a thing on YouTube, but hypes are a thing on YouTube now, so hype your girl up. If you can, I would appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the likes, shares, subscribes, tips, donations, super thanks, and new bookings from new clients. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here and supporting my work and supporting each other in the comments. I will see you next time in the next video. Take care.